Okay.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Father Jerry. Wednesday before Holy Week. Does everybody know what these are? You know these little things? They're called stress balls, right? When you're stressed. I'm surprised I have any of this left right now because it's great, you know, to be at this point of our Lenten season that we're close to Easter and Holy Week. But from my experience for 28 years as a priest, it's like a full moon, maybe with our staff, but also with people in the parish, because there's just a lot going on. Oh, and you know, you add a pandemic onto that, right? You know, and so people are...
Give us a break.
They're making me lose more of my hair, I'll tell you that. So anyway, get rid of that. So here's the deal. Last week, you know, I was really goofy last week on St. Patty's Day with my brogue and people like that and everything, but you know, now it's time, the fun's over, kids. So it's time to get down to business. As one of my priest friends, Father Mike Hawken, used to always say, it's I think it's time for a little come to Jesus talk with some people. So, and I need to hear this too, but here's the deal. You know, I was just realizing, Christy, I don't know if you can believe this, but it'll be 9 months that I've been here.
I know.
Starting up. Christy's rolling her eyes. And
No,
like,
we haven't fought yet.
No, we haven't fought yet. She keeps saying that.
I wonder what it's going to be and when.
I can't wait. It'll be interesting. But it's been 9 months, and you know, it's great to be here. I keep telling people I'm looking forward to kind of finding out all the great things I've heard about Corpus. Not that I haven't experienced some of them, but as you know, with the pandemic, it's just not normal. These you know, we're not able to do much, or we haven't been able to. The thing of it is, more and more, we see light at the end of the tunnel, and we see a lot more life, and it's exciting. It's really good. So I'm looking forward to, we've had a meeting last night. We're going to have some meetings here soon with parish leadership about how we can get stuff going. And the Archdiocese is going to be giving us some new updates here too this week. So here's the deal. You know, a year ago in March, that's when everything hit the fan, as they say. And if you remember correctly, we were getting updates by the hour, literally, changing things from what we could or couldn't do anymore at Mass. And then if you remember Holy Week last year, it was nothing. I mean, we had no services in the church. I had to celebrate Holy Week services with my two priest roommates and a deacon, and that's about it. So this year, we're able to do something, but it's not back to normal. It's just not. And I think people are ready for it to be normal, and maybe that's why people are, you know, being a little anxious about stuff. But, you know, honestly, I think myself and the staff here and our leadership, we've been really trying to do our best to communicate with everybody, help people to understand that we're still a community. We want to be together. We've been trying to help people, but at least from my perspective, I feel like we've done a lot, and we've been asking you to just do your part. You know, so part of that is the people of the parish need to be able to keep in touch with us. You need to be able to read those emails we send you, and if you don't have our email, if you don't get them, let us know. Read the bulletin, which means you go on our website and find out. You know, pray with us virtually on Mass. But we're saying all these things, but a lot of times people are coming back to us and saying they don't know we're doing these things. So my plea is encourage people to be attentive and to actually do their part. People need to be a little more responsible, I guess, sometimes about finding out what we're doing and what we can and can't do, especially here in the months ahead as we're changing things. So I think that's why some people are anxious about a lot of things, but again, we're trying. So please be patient with us, and we'll move forward. There are some good things coming up, mainly Holy Week. You know, so this Sunday is Palm Sunday. That's how we kind of start off. It's a day really full of kind of crazy emotional changes. So it starts off with joy, you know. Oh, but we can't do a procession with palms this year because of COVID. So even that's going to be different. Again, we ask people to register. We've been filling up on Sundays, y'all. So again, whoever comes first to church will find a seat. And once we're full, we can't have any more people come in because we still need a social distance. And we're going to be handing out palms this year because we can't have people just grab them. 1 palm per person. Again, we have to limit that. So just be patient with us with that. Get here this Sunday. Experience the joys and the emotional shifts of this great liturgy. So be mindful of that. That's how we start Holy Week. On Tuesday of this week, every Tuesday we've been doing 12 Hours with Jesus, or whatever we're calling it, which is great. We're going to need to cut that out at 5 o'clock on Tuesday, because Tuesday night at 6:30, Corpus has a great tradition of celebrating Mary's Way, which is a beautiful way of Mary's interpretation of the Stations of the Cross. So it's at 6:30. It's a lot of great music, and we have great music ministry here. So come at 6:30 to the church and pray with us that beautiful tradition here at Corpus. 6:30 Tuesday night. And then, I don't know if you know this or not, but Lent officially ends on Holy Thursday night, whenever the prayer starts. So I'll give you a break, though, because the church says that the night ends at 4 o'clock, so that's why we have Vigil Mass at 4 on Saturdays. So on next Thursday at 4 o'clock, Lent's over. So that means eat some candy or whatever. I don't care. But the main thing would be, please join us. The Triduum, I don't know if you've ever heard of that before. The Triduum means 3 days. Triduum. So it's the 3 most holy days of the year. And I love the way the church has always structured this. It's one prayer. So we begin with the sign of the cross Holy Thursday night, and we don't do that again until we conclude Saturday night after the vigil. 3 days, one prayer. So it's really cool. So hopefully you can come to all 3 of those liturgies, or at least pray with us online and watch them. There are usually very beautiful liturgies, and they'll still be beautiful this year, but again, they're very different. So Holy Thursday night, 6:30 here in the church, is the Mass of the Lord's Supper, where we remember the Last Supper and the gift of the priesthood and the gift of the Eucharist. So by then, Tuesday at the Chrism Mass, we priests renew our promises as priests every year. So I have to think about whether I want to do that or not. You think I should renew my promises?
I do. I think that would be great.
We priests joke sometimes because the bishop asks all these questions, are you willing to do it? And of course, some of us maybe would cross our fingers, no, we would never do that. I don't know. Mm-hmm. If you keep giving me trouble, people, I might. No, I'm just kidding. So Holy Thursday night at 6:30, there will be no washing of the feet, the great mandatum this year because of COVID. Also, if you remember, at the end of Holy Thursday liturgy, we would have the procession of the Eucharist out of the church. Those are the one days, like on Good Friday, there's no masses allowed because there's no Eucharist in the church, etc. But we're not able to remove the Eucharist this year, at least with the transfer, so that's different too. But join us Holy Thursday night at 6:30. Again, Good Friday is the day we celebrate the Lord's death. So it's a day of mourning. That's the irony of Good Friday. So the traditional hour is 12 o'clock when Jesus was nailed to the cross. So we will pray the Stations of the Cross 12 o'clock on Good Friday. And then the traditional hour of Jesus' death is 3 o'clock on Good Friday. So that's why the church says that the one liturgy on Good Friday should be at 3 o'clock. So that's the hour that we're going to be celebrating that here. And it's truly a liturgy. It's not a mass, if you think of that. That we're only having the one at 3 o'clock. So please pray with us. That means you might take off work that day, but that'd be a good thing. Pray with us. So 3 o'clock in the church. The other thing too, with Good Friday service, we're not able to do the true veneration of the cross like we would normally do, where you either kiss or touch the cross itself. But we're still going to have that. This year, what we're going to ask people to do is you will come forward, but you will just bow towards the cross. Another sign of reverence. So it's one of the optional ones anyway. So Good Friday will be a little different as well. And then Holy Saturday is the day of mourning. Basically, we're in the tomb with Jesus. So that day specifically here for us, we'll be doing a lot of work around the church, getting stuff ready for the great celebration that night. Our RCIA people, the adults, we're going to have a practice that morning. We have a special prayer service for them. And then it all concludes with the biggest celebration of the church year. The Easter Vigil is an amazing, beautiful prayer. I wish more people would go. A lot of times people say, well, it's too long. Which normally it might be 2 hours, which is not that big of a deal. This year, because we can't do as much, it'll be shorter. Plus, we have a good but a small class for RCA. We only have 2 adults to be baptized and then 5 total to be confirmed. So that's going to shorten up the time too. Mm-hmm. So if that gives you an opportunity to come Holy Saturday night at 7:30 for our prayer, plus we have fire. Fire is always good. Everybody will have candles that we'll lit. It's a candlelight type of service. So it's a beautiful prayer. So come Holy Saturday night at 7:30. And I'm really pushing that because Easter Sunday, we've been, again, telling you about this for weeks to get ready to sign up. Well, we have 2 masses and they are full. So here's the deal. We have added 125 more seats. And the way that we've done that, social distancing in our church, we can only get 225 in. But now what we're going to do starting Easter Sunday is we're going to have the overflow people in our commons, which is right next door. So that's our new facility where we can live stream, on a big screen, it'll be there. So now we have room for 350 people. So we've increased that. There are some churches, St. John's here in town, their church is so small, they can't even have 100 people at their masses. So we're blessed to be able to have 350. So we've expanded the numbers that we can have, but we filled up within 2 days. So there's some people that are pretty upset about that. We had a call today from somebody who was just upset, and we find out they're not even a parishioner. So I find that interesting, that they're upset that we don't have room for them, but they're not even a parishioner. So that's something I know we maybe have some people who aren't members who have signed up. We're glad to have that with you, but I might suggest that if you're not members here, you might consider going to your home parish. We have a lot of members here that aren't able to come who would want to at this point. But that being said, the main thing that y'all need to know, and we've been saying this again too for several weeks, is come to Mass early. Because again, once we're full, we can't take any more people. So if you have registered for one of the 2 masses, and you know you're in, count your blessings. If you know you can't attend, or some of your family members that you signed up can't attend, please let us know next week or before that. We will open up again if we have more spots. But again, even if you've registered, you need to get here early. We will open up the church probably at least 30 minutes beforehand. I would say get here 30 minutes beforehand. The first 200 people will be in the church. Once we fill up the church, then you'll be in the commons. And again, it doesn't matter if you've registered or not. It's the first ones here, get in the church. So basically, again, I don't know how much should I articulate this, Christy?
The first 225 sit in the church.
Get in the church.
The other 125 will be in the commons in a seat,
right.
And they will receive communion.
Yeah.
We have a Eucharistic minister specifically for that area.
Right. So you'll be there the whole time.
Right.
You'll be able to watch Mass live there. We will take communion to you. So in a nutshell, what are we saying? Get here early.
Get here early.
Right?
And if you're not here by 8:25 and 10:25,
yes,
we then open it up to walk-ins, and then just because you were registered, you may not get a seat.
Exactly. So that's a big thing to remember too. We're going to have people wanting to get in. We're going to have people at the door. We're going to hold them there, but you need to get here before Mass, okay? Or there won't be room, even if you registered, okay? So I'm going to make that very clear to everybody. We're going to say it this Sunday, and I'm sure that'll make some people mad, but part of this is plan ahead. If you're having other people from out of town, from your family, come with you, you need to come together. We don't want you reserving seats. Remember, we usher people down. Just try to make it as easy as possible.
If you have 6 people, we're not seating 2 and then 4.
Right.
6 people have to be here for you to be seated.
Come together. So plan ahead, have a big overnight party at your house. Let everybody sleep on the floor. Come together. Just don't come to my house.
And be nice to the volunteers.
Yeah, our volunteers work so hard.
It's not their fault.
Some of our ushers have been getting grief from people because they seat them. They don't want to sit in certain sections. We need to do these things. So again, be patient with us. And here's the deal. If you don't like all these restrictions and stuff, you can watch from home. We have a new camera system, if you didn't notice that. And you still have a dispensation. So you're not obligated to go to Mass, even on Easter. God understands. So just let's be patient with each other, and we'll get through this. Easter is good. The joy is there no matter what. I think, let me see. I wrote all these notes because I'm trying to not be stressed or allow you all to stress us out either. Or I don't want you to be stressed either. So, I think that's it, Christy.
That's
right?
it. Yep, it's on my list.
So, again, everybody, please, let's continue to help each other. with these videos. Spread them out, send them to whoever you want. But we'll also be attentive to our emails that we send out on Fridays. If you don't get those, make sure we have your email addresses. Look on our website. All of the stuff's there. The weekly bulletins. So again, we're trying to do as much as we can here to help you all. Oh, the other thing I was going to say, we're probably getting a little long here, but somebody asked personally why we're not having more masses for Easter. You know, here's the deal. I would do another mass. I would, but it would be me. It would just be me. You wouldn't have any music. You wouldn't have ushers. Because honestly, we need more people. We do not have enough people of our parish volunteering to help us. We really don't. The same people are pretty much doing it every Sunday. So that's one of the things that if you want us to do things in the parish, you need to help us to do them. It really boils down to that. That's what good stewardship is. That's why here on my table, I've got all these forms for trainings. We're having a training tomorrow night for all liturgical ministers. And again, it's different because of COVID, and you got a new dude here. So that's for ushers and sacristans and acolytes and Eucharistic ministers. So we have a training tomorrow night, Thursday night at 6 o'clock, and then this Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. We're not having a big response. So again, we need people to help us to pray together as a community. So that was the last thing. So I'm glad I looked there and was reminded of that. So again, let's just continue to pray for each other during this Lenten season, especially as we enter into Holy Week. I will do another video next Wednesday. It's going to be interesting because it's the last one. So I don't know whether it'll be somber or whether it'll be joyful or whatever. But depends. If y'all keep giving us stress in the next week, then
we'll have some joyful things to report.
We'll have some joyful things. Always.
New things.
New thing. Oh, yes, we will.
We'll have new things, so stay tuned.
Yeah, we have some good things next week. That's right.
We do.
Thank you for pointing me there in that direction,
yes,
Christy.
You're welcome.
So anyway, I think that's it, everybody. Again, hopefully you have a great rest of the week. As always, here at Corpus Christi, if there's anything that myself and our staff could do to help you, please let us know. So God bless.